Welcome to the Change Podcast.
Grateful to be here, man.
We're here, bro. We finally made it. We were supposed to get time, but
this is the time right
this
now.
This is the time, bro.
No
this is the time. Well, if you guys don't know already, this is Tobi. I'll let Tobi introduce himself, but first and foremost, this is a married man, a God-fearing man at that. Tobi runs the company Told by Tobi. I'd love for you to touch on that in a moment, but you're also our mentor and a coordinator programmer for Gray Matter Experience. But bro, break us down. Who is Tobi? Tell me about yourself, bro, to the audience.
Well, first off, bro, very grateful to be here. Love the world that you are building with the Change Podcast.
Praise God, man.
It's been cool to see different people that you've had on it and the experiences that they've been able to share. It's been impacting a lot of people. A little bit about me, man. I mean, I wear a lot of different hats, but first and foremost, I'm a man of God. I'm a disciple. I am a husband to my beautiful wife, Katie. I am an artist. I do digital collage art, rooted in nostalgia, West African, Nigerian culture. I am, as you mentioned, a coordinator within an organization called the Gray Matter Experience. So I'm all about like entrepreneurship and people dreaming and creating the experiences and the opportunities that they may have wanted for themselves, and not necessarily waiting for somebody to like give them license to do that. So just being in a space where I can work with young teenagers, bro, is insane. And it keeps me honest.
That is true.
I can't be telling them to do something if I'm not doing it myself. You know?
So true.
But I'm also a ministry leader. I am grateful to be able to like help men seek God and deepen their relationship with God and do that along other amazing men and women who are pursuing the Lord themselves. So man, that's a little bit about me, brother, son.
All the above.
You know what I'm saying? Many
all
hats.
these. We've known each other for how long now, bro? Like 2-3 years?
Yeah, like two and some change.
Two and some change, bro. Yes.
When did you become a disciple?
2023.
So it's 2020. So 2 and some change.
Yeah. So it was December. So it's like 2 and some change. Bro, that's been crazy.
The locks.
Yeah, bro. I had the locks, bro. I had the long hair, bro. Oh man.
Crazy.
Now that I think about it, it's kind of crazy. But anyways, bro, honestly, ever since I've met you, I've known like it's something different about this guy. You know, something different about your style, the way you carry yourself, the kind of energy you bring into a room. And bro, I just want to showcase that on a podcast platform such as this and showcase it to the world, whether it's podcast or Instagram or, I mean, you do such a great job with your Instagram presence. We're gonna touch on that in a moment, but bro, I wanted to bring that to this space. Like allow people to see like there are God-fearing men out there that have that, what we call it, the aura. You know what I mean? Like just that have that.
Glory to God,
bro. That's it. That's all it is, bro. Somebody that I see in my life is a great example, you know, that I look forward to talking to, or I look up to in a way. You know, it's been a beauty. And today's podcast is about creativity.
Love it.
And I was like, if anybody's gonna do it, Tobi has to do it.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Honored.
And on this podcast, it's the Change Podcast for a reason. We're here to change people, help change people's lives, help change their perspective and how you be changed by God, essentially, and how God has changed the way you see creativity in a way. But bro, for starters, like, why would you label yourself a creative, an artist? How would you label yourself, and why so?
You know, I don't know what it is, but I've started to be more inclined to call myself a creator.
Okay.
Like, creative is an adjective, in my opinion, right?
Okay.
So that's just linguistics and stuff. But I would consider myself a creator. Somebody that makes things. And I don't think you have to have all of this like experience and background and schooling to consider yourself that. I do think there are levels to this, for sure. I definitely see people at a high level that create, that I aspire to be more like, but I would consider myself a creator and an artist, and a lot of that stuff is rooted in my upbringing, but more so like how I grew up. So
Yeah.
Started very young, before like going outside and like kicking it with friends and playing sports. Before that stuff was introduced, it was just like being imaginative at home.
Yeah.
And writing short stories and drawing, and like I would design shoes and all these different things. So that was kind of like the early beginnings of how I became more artistically inclined. I loved art class growing up, though there were fewer classes like that, but I always appreciated those classes. I felt like I could really like flow. Picked up photography later in life, all types of, so now I'm here, you know, and I'm like bringing all of the aspects of who I am into my current medium.
Right. So where did you go to school?
For my undergrad, I went to Howard University in DC, and then.
Did you study anything creative there? What did you study when you were there?
So I was in the School of Communications. So one thing about me, I'm a yapper.
Yeah.
So I taught.
That's why you're here today, man.
But I went to the School of Communications at Howard. So I was in PR, public relations, and poli-sci was my minor. So it was like people, and then the study of people.
Okay.
Right.
Has that helped your creativity where it is now? Like, or do you utilize
in a lot
that?
of ways.
Okay.
In a lot of ways.
How so?
Because it just made me thoughtful. It's like there's a pro and con to that though, because I think as an artist, you have license to just do what you want to do.
Right.
When you're thinking so often about what other people will think about your work, sometimes it can dilute the rawness of what you're trying to create.
Right. Right.
And I've seen myself toe that line a lot. But I also went to Illinois State University as well for my master's degree.
Okay.
So that was community and economic development. So again, people oriented, very rooted in systems and in how to support communities without like directing them and telling them what to do, but incorporating them to what would be best for them. Yeah. You know, so learned a lot in those respective spaces.
That's beautiful. So why didn't you go to an art school? You went to a great HBCU, you went to a great college for your master's as well, but like, I mean, you said you've been a creator your whole life. Why didn't you choose, okay, I'll choose to go to an art school because this is what I'm choosing to pursue? I know you like people, but what so many different paths. Why did you choose that one?
So fun fact, I am Nigerian. And that ain't happening.
Break it down for us, bro.
So, you know, I think a lot of first generation immigrants or children of immigrants can relate to this. Your parents busted their butt to get here in the first place, right? This is like the land of opportunity. And despite all of its like different flaws and stuff, like there's so much that you can accomplish in this country that typically they wouldn't be able to readily do where they are from. So they came here with an expectation that we would literally leverage every opportunity to ensure that our kids are able to, you know, live well, take care of their children and continue it on. So that really was never an idea in my mind, one. But two, I just never saw that. I never saw a representation of somebody taking an artistic route in life and making money and providing for their family. Like it really wasn't until like 2016 where I started to see like people in creative agencies. That's when I was in DC. I'm like seeing creative agencies. I'm seeing freelance photographers. I'm seeing people, you know, creatively be doing content and like influencing all of that stuff. Like the resurgence of that started, or you know, it started to come up. I'm like, oh snap! Like people, they really getting paid to like do this stuff. So it wasn't until then, and I'm grateful. I don't think I needed art school to do what I'm able to do now. I was around a lot of like film students and you know, people that were getting very involved in like their own form of design and media. So it influenced me a lot to start on my own journey again.
So at what point, okay, this is my pivots that we talk about, the 180 pivot or the 90-degree pivot, like when was that pivot point for you, that moment that changed your perspective on creativity, coming from a Nigerian household and saying like, okay, I'm taking this as seriously as possible because I see my potential with this. When was that? When did that happen?
Yeah, I think it came in stages, but I think the first inkling of, oh man, this is something I can pursue. This is something I could do.
Yeah.
Was my junior year in college at Howard. I remember kicking it with a homie of mine. His name was Russ, and shout out to Russ. He was like the most popular white dude on campus. This is a historically black college, but he was like,
oh, he had
the
a
juice.
Whoa.
He was like, young and getting it, right?
Yeah.
So we started kicking it a lot. And I would see him shoot at different events and different things like that. And for a long time, I thought photography was like super intimidating. I see these things at weddings and like church and all. I'm like, they got that, bro. Like, I'm not. That's a terrible thing to play with. If you drop somebody's camera, if you mess up somebody's shot, these are life-changing moments.
Absolutely.
That you're capturing, right? So I was never really, trying to do anything in that lane. But we started collaborating, and I remember being in a record shop and seeing all these cool records on the wall. And that was the first time I was like, oh, thinking about space and world building and storytelling. So I was like, yo, I don't know how to shoot, but I got this crazy idea. And we did this shoot, right?
Yeah.
And it was a cool styled shoot. We would see women on campus, and they were everybody was good looking, right? So it was you could just pull somebody. They want to want to get their photo taken. So we was just style men, women, and just start doing shoots.
Wow.
So from there, that was what started leading me to doing that more. So that was the initial ignition. Oh snap! This is something I can do. I later came to realize that photography, while I still shoot once in a while, it was really just a vessel for me to express myself.
Right.
It wasn't the thing.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and I started realizing that more when I was I don't want to just go to events and take photos.
Yeah.
I can do it now to make some money once in a while, but that I don't enjoy this.
It feels like a work thing.
Yeah. So, and that's, eventually we'll get to the Told by Tobi, but that was kind of I want to not be restricted to one creative medium.
Yeah.
But that initial push was what got me to eventually reconnecting with my creative side of it.
Well, bro, let's get to it. Let's talk about Told by Tobi, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen some of your work. I mean, we have some of your work right here, right here, bro. We have some other pieces we'll show towards the end, bro. But man, the work I've seen online that you've done, the art I've seen you create, the culture I've seen you build, from the dinners to the social media presence to your work just having a staple on Instagram, bro. And in your life, essentially. Where did Told by Tobi come from? Talk about the name, Told by Tobi.
Yeah.
That's powerful in itself, bro. Run me through that. Run us through that.
Yeah. Man, I mean, like I said earlier, I've put on different hats.
Yeah.
And, now I'm at a point where I'm I want to do something seriously for a long time.
Okay.
God is teaching me a lot about steadfastness and perseverance. And there'd be times where I would start something and it would go pretty well. It'd do decently, and then I would low key get complacent, or I'd be cool with the initial success of that, right? So all this instant gratification and stuff. And while that was happening, I also recognized that I was creating a lot from a place of, not all the time, but I would find myself creating from a place of aesthetic. I like things to look nice, right?
Yeah.
But at times I recognized that man, the meaning or the depth within it wasn't always solid. It wasn't really always present. So I finally got to a place where I was doing these digital collages, and I was man, there's so much that I am discovering about myself in real time, and what I grew up on, and how it connects to the African diaspora and other Nigerians that we came up the same way. And I started to see these connecting points, and I was man, there's something here that I haven't felt in years before, having done photography and I've podcasted before. And this was the one thing that I felt resonated with me in such a way. So I was all right, I want to lean in to this, and all the worlds that can be built off of like this foundation.
Right.
So when I kind of created the page, which started as like a film photography page, and then I eventually was like, you know what, I'm gonna lean into this, and changed it. Told by Tobi was like just a non-restrictive platform that I was like, I'm gonna set this up so that it's not like Tobi's photography page or Tobi's this or that. It's just, man, through this platform, I can talk about, I can film about, I can share about whatever I'm inspired by in that season of life. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I want to build out of this, and I just felt like it was a solid place to start.
It's a great platform. Like, tell us about your most favorite piece, bro. Is this your favorite piece right here?
You know, this isn't like, so I'm building out like a zine right now. I've been privileged to be a part of a really cool like creative cohort through Adobe.
Okay, yeah.
And Meet Creatively. And it's pushed me to like really tap in with like deadlines and like structure and systems and discipline ultimately.
Absolutely.
So right now, the specific work connected to the work that I've been doing in that cohort is my favorite piece right now.
Got you. Tell us about your connection to that. Tell us about your connection to your work. I think all artists, all creatives, all creators have like we all have a connection to our work, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm emotional when I think about my projects. I'm angry when I think about the projects.
Yeah, right. As a designer,
you know, like man, it's tough because I'm like, I want it to be this way. I need it to be this way, and you're working with so many people. But I love to hear the kind of connection you have to your pieces. I know you talked about growing up, but what's that deeper connection? Why should we be drawn to you and your work?
I wouldn't even say you should be drawn to me personally. And that's what I'm learning, right?
Okay.
I am a people pleaser.
Okay.
So I back to the aesthetic thing. I would naturally do things so that people can be impressed.
Okay, this is good.
And now I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm making for me first, right? God is inspiring the way that I'm thinking about the work that I'm making, but it's coming from that place first.
Yeah.
So that's a genuine thing. I'm finding my tribe. I'm finding the people that resonate with the work. So it's like, you know, through the dinners and through social media and having these conversations. But I realize like, this ain't for everybody. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's one thing I'm definitely learning, but I think to grow more intentionally around like my creativity and building like systems and routine around that, like those are things I'm like really looking forward to. Because it helps me. It's like a weird analogy, but I think about like number 8 Kobe. And how like he was super raw and energetic and like could jump out the gym. And then there's like 24 Kobe and he's like super polished. And like
the evolution of his character.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to get to in the pieces. But my connection to them is very deep in that they are all reminiscent of a moment in my life, right? So this one, for example, it's called Joko, which means sit down in Yoruba. And this would be my mom. This would be me, right? I was always rambunctious. I was going around, always like leaving the house and not necessarily telling my mom where I was going. So this was like an ode to me being told to sit down because I was always out. I was never still, right? But it's also now looking back, right? Retrospectively, it's that invitation to sit down and reflect. And that's what I do with my art. It's like before I make anything, I have to get into a place of like, what is it that I want to talk about? Like, what story do I want to tell? And what part of my life is it attached to?
Insane that you having a connection with your work. I appreciate you sharing all that. I think it's beautiful to reminisce and reflect on those moments in your life. Like, man, like I learned from this. How can I share my experience through this? Because we didn't see the lesson in that time. Like we didn't see, oh man, I needed to hear that, you know, and it may look different at each season.
Mom loves me in that way.
Yeah.
Dad loved me.
It's like, man, we get stuck there.
Totally.
So being so close to your work, being like connected to your work, how do you not get your identity from your work? How do you not get your worth from it? If you struggle with that, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, that's a great question, because I think nowadays, you know, you can become your high and your low. But I think literally because of Jesus, and knowing that I can just depend on him and lean on and trust in him, I don't really have to worry about the results. I'm gonna just do everything that I can do, and then allow him to take care of the rest.
Absolutely.
You know? And that's a beautiful thing. You know, so it's like, that's even in the intro, it's like, I am a disciple first. Like I'm chosen by God first, because bro, I could lose my hands tomorrow. You know? I could not be able to like work on Photoshop, and I could lose my eyes, you know. That doesn't mean I still can't worship God. That doesn't mean I still can't use my gifts in other ways, you know? So I think once you lock in on that, you know, it becomes a lot easier to let go of, you know, metrics. And, you know, granted, those things are important. I think it's important to like, okay, how did this do compared to that? And how do we move forward and grow? But I'm grateful that I don't have to, because I trust in God and like the outcome is in his hands, I don't have to live or die because of the high and low of like whatever situation happens.
And that's great for yourself too, right? We think about the self-reflection, the results, and what we're producing and all these things. Well, what if it's another factor added to that? Now the work you're putting out there, that you're putting your identity out there essentially. Of course, our identities are in Christ at the end of the day. But we're putting our work out there, our art out there. Like, man, this is me, I'm vulnerable. You know, this is our most vulnerable we can possibly be. Now this factor of criticism and the factor of other people coming into your life and telling you about your work. How do you affect that high and that low? Where are you with that?
You know, I think I'm still very early in that. And a lot of this ultimately, bro, like has to do with longevity.
Okay, that's huge.
This is why I say God is teaching me a lot, because I believe that you don't really get as much critique if you're safe.
Okay, talk to us.
And that's where I'm like, okay, how do I take risks, or how do I like be more bold in saying that this is what I care about, or this is what I stand for? That is something that I have in many ways throughout my life like avoided. Because naturally I'm like, I'm about harmony, bro. I'm like, how can I make sure that I'm cool? But I think being an artist and like really standing for something or representing certain themes through your work, it will push you to a place where you have to live with, yo, I said that, or I put that story together. So when that comes, you know, we'll see. I think I've been privileged to be able to like get critique on like how to present my work, and what stands out in my work, and ways to refine it. And I'm cool with that. I think there are moments where that urge to like be defensive comes up, but end of the day, it's all suggestions. It's all advice. Like I could take it or leave it, you know?
Absolutely.
Live with the consequences of it.
And speaking of longevity and speaking of like, okay, sustainability, like I want to make sure like I've set a solid foundation. I'm putting in the work. That comes with discipline. That comes with habits. That comes with setting these things up for yourself for a successful future. So what habits, what disciplines have you set in place for you to grow as a creator?
Yeah, great question. Discipline is not my strong suit.
You said not my strong suit.
Sit here and cap for y'all. But what I've learned is very helpful for me is in a weird way. It's like the bare minimum effect, right? So it's like for example, if you set a goal of doing 100 push-ups a day, your brain is now receiving that as like, dang, gee, I gotta wake up this morning and do 100 push-ups. If you're super disciplined, like because of the regiment that you've built in your life, like you're good to do that. But for some people, it's like, yo, just start with 5. For some people, it's like, yo, just get out of bed.
Yeah.
Right? For me, that has looked anywhere from like, all right, go on Pinterest and like get 5 images that you want to, you know, eventually put into your web assets folder. Another day, it's listen to that YouTube video that you saved, and you got another 10 in your watch later, right? Like another day, it's
piling up.
you know, open Photoshop and like just start with ugly. You know, just put the things that you want on the page. I do a lot of sketching too. So, you know, on the zine itself, like on the sample, here's the finished product, right? But I incorporated my initial like, sketch into the eventual like poem that I wrote, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like keeping the rawness of that in there. Yeah. So it's like those little things like day after day where I'm like, okay, how can I just learn something new? You know, like I've been really trying to be on my content creation week to week, and like this journey just started in that regard, but just like, okay, as opposed to scrolling for a couple minutes, like open the edits app and just put the videos that you recorded earlier today about picking up your prints in there. Start building the story. The same 5 minutes you could have spent scrolling, you could have just been putting some content together for yourself, right? So it's like those little things where I'm like, okay, that's how I'm building some of that in my off time.
Absolutely.
You know, in those dead moments. You know?
Absolutely.
Not perfect, but that's where I'm starting. Yeah.
It's getting there. Okay, well, I love that. I think that's the best way we can start, especially as young creatives, but creatives that are trying to build that platform, build that foundation. It's like, what can I do now that is going to set me up for the future? And saying that, bro, like when you don't feel inspired, when you don't feel like getting up today, when you don't feel like opening Pinterest, like what keeps you going? Like what's that? I'm like, man, like I need to lock in.
Yeah. I think there are days where you're not feeling it, right? And it's like, that's okay. Like you can be okay with that.
Yeah.
I think it's sometimes important not to force stuff. There have been times where I'm like, if I'm not inspired to do this specific work right now, like I need to go do a field trip or something.
Yeah.
Like there's enough stuff out here to get inspired.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think prayer is also super helpful.
Come on, let us know, bro.
Because sometimes you just need to sit down for a moment and just like be okay with stillness, be okay with like nothing happening.
Yeah.
And then soon enough, bro, like there have been times where I have no idea what I'm gonna make. And I've set a deadline for myself and I'm like, no, I want to be able to get something going, you know? Sometimes it's just starting with words. Like, okay, what do I feel? Like, what do I want the next piece to feel? Okay, from there, what's my like umbrella? You know, what are the tentacles that connect to these words? Journaling, like those are the little things that I would say I do once in a while when I don't feel inspired. But creatively, I'm rarely not inspired.
Okay, that's good.
Because I have a lot of things that I'm doing like otherwise. So for me, like the creativity is kind of like the escape. Like if I was a full-time artist or something, then I could understand, because it's your job.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So for me, it's kind of like getting to like leave the crib and like go to your happy place, and then you got to come back.
Right.
So for me, it's like I'm going to the place where I'm inspired.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, you know, but I'm sure there, you know, like I said, there are days where it happens, and I'm like, all right, I just need to like journal. There's nothing really coming right now, or it feels too similar to what I've done before. Like I want to build out what I'm thinking through.
I like that. I mean, that helps even me, bro. Like, even in my creative space, I'm like, man, like, I get, it's not that I don't be inspired, it's just I feel stuck.
Yeah.
And you saying that, it's like, where are my other outlets? You know what I mean? Like, where am I putting myself, with space am I putting myself in, so I can constantly be inspired by what I love to do?
Yeah.
What you love to do, bro, you'll constantly be inspired by it.
Yeah.
You'll constantly be inspired by the things around you to create what you create.
Right.
So that's the beauty of it, bro. I appreciate you sharing that. Well, like, you're a married man.
I'm a married man.
You're a married man, bro, with an amazing wife. Mm-hmm. How does she inspire your creativity? What you make, and how has she in the past, or even now, you know?
Yeah, man. You know, I think having a partner is different for everybody who is married, right? I think there are people that are like, they're both like co-artists together and they like, you know, create together and things like that.
Yeah.
There are some people that are like, maybe one brain is like the business and then the other is like the free flowing, you know? Sometimes both are like, you know, super analytical, right? So like there's a lot of variations. Katie is inherently creative as well. And her family's like super creative. They're very crafty and like they just have a bunch of stuff, you know? So Katie more so encourages me than inspires like the work or anything like that. Because the work is like very different than, you know, like she's Asian and white, you know, I'm Nigerian and American, right? So there's like some crossover, but we're just very different, you know? And again, that's okay, right? But in that, she gets to learn about my life. And it even prompts conversations where like, we can talk about like her childhood and just those little things there too. So the cool thing about marriage is you're learning another person, right? And she's learning me, I'm learning her, and learning how to support one another in our respective interests, you know? Some people are like driven by the person who's always like, yo, you can do this, bro. Like you got hey, this application, I saw it, I thought about you. Some people are like, please don't do that. You know, like just let me rock. I'm gonna get there when I get there, you know. And that's kind of like our dynamic. It's like I'm more of the like, you know, go. Let me know. And she helps me at times in that regard, where I'm more like, let's just, you know, she'll do her crafty thing at the dinner table, and I'm on the laptop with the digital stuff, and headphones in, hour just vibing. You know, those are like really dope days and nights that we spend together where we're just like both co-creating.
It's beautiful.
Right, yeah.
You got a piece cooking for her? I know she'll probably see this, but you ain't gotta link it anything. You gotta link it anything, but you know, you can give us a couple hints. But
you know, I think there's something beautiful about like.
No, I'm gonna cut you off real quick. I'm gonna cut you off because you've created some pieces for her. I was gonna say, I
mean, there's a lot that
I've seen, bro. It's beautiful.
Has inspired me because of my love for him, for sure.
Dive into that. Like when creating those pieces for your engagement and for, honestly, your whole wedding, bro, was beautiful. The pictures are beautiful. Like I had the honor, bro, being there.
Photographers,
man,
the homies, first of all.
The homies,
Rosie,
hire the homies.
Joyanne,
yeah. So tell us about that walkthrough in creating that, like that piece that is so close to you, like all of your other pieces, but this one is like, I'm spending the rest of my life with this person.
Yeah.
Tell me about that thought process.
Man, I mean, it's like anything, right? Like when you, first off, you got to make the time for it. And I learned this from Cam
there we
Solomon,
go.
right? Goats on this podcast.
One of the greatest, man.
But yeah, he would say things like, cause I would want to get time with him, and I'm like, really busy, bro. Like, don't even trip. He's like, bro, you make time for the things you love. And that was it, right? Like, I just was like, you know what? I'm about to, you know, propose in this amount of time. I need to lock in.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, for me at least, and it was probably because of that kid that was always procrastinating growing up, but like when I had like a deadline and I was locked in on like really getting something done, it really pushed me to like think creatively and be resourceful. And yeah, you know, just thinking about our memories together, thinking about all the ways that we saw in real time God connect the pieces that led us to, first of all, dating and then eventually becoming married. Being led by that, being driven by that, by the goodness of God, and just seeing all these different chapters in our life. And then also just leaning into what we do so much, which is just document. You know, we'd have like shared albums of just like a bunch of memories. Yeah. So I'm like, B-roll, done. Like that was,
already got that cooking. Like,
we good on that. But yeah, it was a beautiful like final, I guess, final
see
piece.
it all come together.
Yeah, because I want something that we could both look back on like years from now. Our kids, grandkids, God willing, can look back on it and I'll see like, man, I want to do something even greater than that. You know, and really just show love in various ways.
Something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Be able to share that with her, but like, man, like this is how I see you, essentially.
Yeah.
So with so much faith being poured into this, bro, in your work and in your relationships around you, this is a lot of faith driven, you know? Totally. When there's faith, there's also the temptation of fear.
Yeah.
Right? So when fear comes into play for you personally, in creating what you create as a creator, has fear ever stopped you from putting out work? And if it hasn't, tell us about what that thought process was and how did you get back on faith, get back on track?
Yeah. In the past, a lot, man, because of instant gratification. Seeing a like, right? Seeing a comment, seeing a notification, and the volume of them compared to like what you just dropped and not seeing that. Like now your brain is kind of like starting to future pace.
Yes.
You're like, man, if I put this next one out and it's less than what I just put out, man, I don't, and that was like how my brain was often impacted by like that kind of stuff before, which has led me to really just be more concerned with like it just meaning something to me first and foremost, and it's cool to see the push, I think, among social media. I mean, even like algorithmically, the stuff is changing where the super, I mean, we got to look correct here, right? But like the super colored and, refined, all of that, like really awesome HD stuff, like it's not performing as well. Because people want to see raw,
organic,
authentic, organic things, though people still scripting and things like that.
You know the drill,
So that's helped me like realize like, okay, if even people who like don't believe in God can recognize this, then like why not a person like me who literally has a relationship with the creator of the universe?
Right.
Like it's almost shameful for me to be running around scared, when it comes to my creativity, but it happens still, you know, and in those moments, I just really have to lean on the fact that like, bro, there's gonna be good days and bad days.
Yes.
But like, when you put that work out, do you feel proud about it? And that's it. And I believe that God rewards faith, you know? Like, perfect example, the dinner that I did, I was scared, bro, because I was like, this is a ticketed event that I'm this is like I'm coming out as an artist, like intentionally in a way, you know? And to do a 30-person dinner and send those invites out at, X dollars a pop, it's like, man, are people gonna wanna do this? Are people gonna wanna come to this experience? For somebody that, like, for some people, they literally met me the first time that night. For other people, like, they have already grown to love me and my work, right? So I remember like putting that plan together, and my friend, my collaborator, hit me up and was like, all right, the date for this is like December 13th or something like that. And I was like, dang, bro, this is really happening. And I felt like
the deadline,
right? And I remember telling him like, bro, like, safely, what if we just moved it to like 2026?
Wow.
And they're like, bro, like, no. Like, we could do this, And it was like, man, if all these people are telling me that we can do this, I should already believe that. Like I should already know because of who's behind me. Right, that I can do this as well. And I just had to let go of that, you know? And it was crazy because with that faith, I ended up doing everything I needed to do with my other collaborators leading up to that December 13th date. And then they ended up telling us that the whole restaurant got bought out.
Wow.
So I was like, man, bro, God still gave us extra time. And was just, I felt like in that moment, he was really trying to see, like, do you actually believe that I can do this for you?
Exactly.
And when I, through my actions, actually pulled it through, it was like, all right, bet, I got you.
Yeah.
Sit back, you know? And I just saw that as like, man, there really is no reason to fear.
Yeah.
Like, God is literally gonna hold me down every time.
Absolutely. Beautiful. First and foremost, like,
man, glory to God, right?
The work, the effort to put into that event was beautiful. Like, man, like, I can't wait for the next one you host. But that fear can creep in so easily, and God's like, look, you just gotta have faith in me.
You just gotta go.
Just see what you don't see. You know what I mean? Just see that. And saying that, bro, we've talked so much about, you know, your work and your art and the way you've allowed it to kind of just really cultivate the kind of life you live now. But ultimately, if you could reflect, and it's a two-part question essentially, but if you could reflect and see, like, ultimately, how has what you've created changed you? Like, what has your work done for you, and how has God used it to change who you are and who we see today?
Yeah. I think it's taught me and is teaching me that there is value in where I come from. And I don't say that strictly with like being Nigerian. I think any Nigerian is very prideful in their being Nigerian.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Like we will scream Niger to the end of the world, right? But I think there's like an even deeper layer of like how you grew up, right? The different things you learned, what you did and didn't have growing up, like reconciling with all of those things and building a world around that. Like, I didn't grow up with cable, you know, and that's not like a flex or anything like that, but it's just like a weird, like there were these weird intricacies and nuances in my life that I, for a long time, was like ashamed or unwilling to talk about, or, you know, like, you know, sneaker game was not existent as a kid. Like, there's just a lot of things
it's
that
pretty
like,
existent now, if y'all don't know already. I mean,
I try, man. But like, these were things that like back then, if you would have asked me, like, I would have shied away from talking about them, you know, or they would be seen as like this, they'd be seen like negatively. But now it's become something that has allowed me to look inwardly and think more about how it's useful and it can be a guide and it can, and it has really taught me a lot about the world around me, you know? So I think that is number one. Like, it showed me the value in like how I grew up and what God has placed in me and where he placed me, like the full spectrum of my life. And then the other part of your question was what?
Ultimately, how do you want to change the world's point of view on it? What impact do you want to make? What change do you want to make to the entire world? Them seeing your work, seeing what you do, your story that you put out there. What do you want to do?
I want them to see the same thing. I want them to see the beauty in their past and the beauty in their upbringing, and be pushed to really consider like what's worth continuing with and what's worth leaving behind. I also just want to like eventually get to a place where I can, you know, build enough of a community to practically and like tangibly impact other creators and people that want to do cool things as well.
Longevity.
Yeah, man, I think it's just important that people without the tools or without knowledge of tools that exist to receive that, you know. I think it's like, I'm very grateful God gave me the job that he's given me. I think I'm very grateful that he's allowed me to be a disciple, right? And sharing the gospel. Like, these are like, if somebody doesn't have it and you do, like, you should freely give as you've been freely given. So that's really it. I want to inspire people to do the same, like share their stories, as people have inspired me to share my story as well.
Absolutely. In creating this community, creating kind of this amazing platform, bro, there will be a day it all ends. The day it's all washed away. And you've created such a great foundation now and creating one right now. When it's all said and done, how does Tobi want to be remembered?
Man, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I think very simply, I want to be remembered as somebody who loved deeply and did so intentionally, without bias.
Yeah. And that's huge.
Yeah, man. I think there's just like so many people in this world that are struggling with their own identities, struggling with real problems. Like, and if I'm in a position, if I happen to be in a position adjacent to their life or in proximity to them, and I can be like Jesus, though they may have never heard of him before or never read about him before, like that's really, you know, that's it. That's it. You know, that's it. That's all.
That's absolutely right.
That's really my goal, man. I just want to be remembered as somebody that really loved the way that Jesus did. And I think love in its fullness is very underspoken. Because like on one, you know, love, for example, is like you being intentional to create this platform, right? Like you could have allowed that to stay in your mind and not done anything about that.
Right.
And you would have been like quenching the spirit, right? You putting this out to the airwaves is you showing love because of what he's given you. He's giving you a gift, right? For me to do that is also right. Like it's the wrong thing as well. Like to withhold rather what God has given me is terrible, man.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like a part of love. You know, I think another part of love is denying yourself, right? And ensuring that like, though I can do this and go a mile by myself, like bringing others with me and allowing them to be a part of the journey.
Absolutely.
And shape me and shaping others, right? So, I think there's a lot in love to even be discovered, you know, and explore. So if folks can like, by the end of my life, look back and say, man, Tobi loved.
This is what Tobi did.
I feel like that's mission success.
Absolutely.
You know?
And you live every day of your life like making the decision to be an example of his love, of his kindness, totally, like not taking the grace in vain,
right?
And saying like, man, I create because of that love. I have a reason to create because of that love, and broadcasting it to the people,
right?
You know, so on this podcast, bro, that's what it's all about. Like we change the world because we've been changed.
Yes.
And that's the goal of it all.
Yeah.
And in saying that, bro, like, what's the advice you want to give to the viewer, the person that is like struggling with creativity, with being changed by God through this in their mindset?
Yeah.
How do you want this podcast, and what do you want to say to help change them?
Well, one, I think it's important for people to dig deep and understand like who they are. And as you dig deep and as you process and as you walk through that journey, create, document it.
Yeah.
I think that's like the strongest type of work.
Yeah.
Is when you, as you are living, can express yourself. And don't really look at, if I were to tell my younger self this, right? Like, don't look at what other people are doing and how they express themselves, unless you're doing so to just learn more.
Right.
But like, this is your life, you know, go about your life, be brave enough to explore the deeper parts of you, and trust that beauty is in that. And beauty, despite pain, despite embarrassment, despite joy, all these different things, like it's all a part of what you can use to express yourself.
Absolutely.
And it'll get refined, it'll, it might change, it might pivot, but all of that is like totally okay.
Absolutely.
As long as you're still breathing, like keep going.
That's good.
Another one is touch grass, man. Like
touch some grass,
go
bro.
outside.
That's the one. That's the hitter.
For real. Like I literally was in Hyde Park out here in Chicago last week, and I was like, man, bro, people are doing some cool stuff out here, man. And not to say I didn't know that already, but because you can be so cooped up in one part of the city or like in your own home. Like you go out and you just are inspired by so much. Like, man, people are, even if it's like something totally, it's an abstraction from like what you naturally do, you can take inventory of like all these ways that people are creating and just put it in your back pocket. And it can mess around and just inspire something that you do later down the line, right? So I think it's important for people to like just go outside and look at the beauty of God in all these different ways and take ownership of the fact that it's there for you.
Right.
You can do something with that to help you build on what is placed on your heart. I think as it relates to Jesus, he's not far. He's not far, man. And that's the powerful thing about who God is. Like, despite different perceptions and ways that we have all learned and unlearned who Jesus is and what he's about, he's not far. So I think you just starting with seeking him, pursuing him, praying, like you will find truth, you will find him, and when you see him, don't let him pass you by.
Don't let him pass you by.
So yeah, man.
That's the beauty of it, bro. Man, I'm fired up now. I feel like I need to go make some designs real quick. I need to go
Lift
look
some
deep.
up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
I think it's an example of your character. It's evident in your day-to-day life. Like I said, bro, ever since I've known you, praise God, like ever since I've known you, I've seen that authenticity, that you change people's lives you interact with.
Man.
That's
humbling, bro.
Bro, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like you live the things you speak about, you live the way you speak in all those powerful ways, bro. And I'm grateful to call you a friend. I'm grateful to have you on the podcast today. You my dog, bro.
My dog.
And bro, I just pray people are changed by this.
Yeah,
like
man.
the way you create, the way you allow yourself to be a creator and the things you put out there, y'all tap in on his work. I mean, this stuff is beautiful. Imagine this in your home right now.
Man.
Now the man who created it. Like, allow that to just be enough for you to buy it right there.
Right.
Or not even buy it, just invest in it. You're not buying it, you're investing in something God has given you, given this man. So that's it for the podcast today, bro. I appreciate you being on it. Appreciate you sharing your story, sharing your art, and let us know where we can find you.
Yeah, man. Told by Tobi on Instagram. My actual main Instagram is Tobi.Oladejo, my last name, which I'm sure
we're gonna drop it on there.
They're gonna do it right here. Nah. But
we might just do that this video.
Those are my two main pages. Find my work.
Okay. Well, y'all tap in. Y'all know where to go. Next episode, don't even worry about it. Just watch this one.
Right. We're gonna get there.
This is the Changed Podcast, and I'm so glad you guys were able to tune in. Check out more on our channel. But that's it, bro. We locked.
Yes, sir.
This is good, bro. Appreciate you, dog.
Likewise, man.
Bro. This is great. This is probably our best episode. Not probably, bro. This was. We want to get better and better every single week.